All right, so I just want this to be like super casual. I have like a couple of things that I wrote down over the weekend that I kind of wanted to touch base about. But before I do, I just kind of wanted to open up the floor for you guys. Ask any kind of questions or thoughts that are on your mind, pressing, anything like that.
Oh,
Putting you on the spot.
yeah.
If not, I can start talking, then your questions might develop as I talk.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just trying so hard to hit Success Club this month, but then every time I think I'm getting close to someone purchasing a challenge pack, I don't hear from them.
Which is, so normal. And I love that you said that because that should be like your number one focus right now is just helping your three women.
Mhm.
And I kind of wrote down like four things like as a new coach that like I would be focusing on if I were you, and like hitting Success Club, like hands down, it's three people, like that's it. Like that should be where all of your time and energy is going into. And honestly, like for me, when I got started, it was friends of friends. Like it was John's friends, girlfriends. And that's kind of, they saw me doing the thing. Sometimes it can be your deliverance of how you're delivering the information. So kind of walk me through your process, if you don't mind.
Well, one girl that I was talking to, she used to be on my dance team, and she messaged me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I love watching all your workouts. They're so inspiring." Let me see if I can find them. Um, And then she was asking me what it was, but then I kind of went back and asked her what she was doing. So we talked about her going to college and then moving home, and we kind of connected on that because I went to college and came home too. Um, and then we were just chatting, and she goes, "So what program are you doing?" And I explained the 100-day morning meltdown.
Mhm.
And then when she asked how much it was, I broke down the pricing for her, and then she never replied.
So, what I would have done different. So, I love how the conversation evolved and kind of you asked her, you guys connected like back on a personal level. She then asked you more about your program. So, first things first, always look for a sample workout. Um,
Okay.
a lot of the new programs, Beachbody has sample workouts online on YouTube.
Oh,
Like the MM100 there's a sample workout online. So you could be like, hey, like this is the program I'm doing. You should totally just try it out this week.
yeah.
People love free value. When somebody wants more information, I get their email address. And this is something that I need to update in our new coach training. I take them off of Instagram. I create that initial relationship and fostering that on
Mhm.
Instagram. And then when I invite them and they want to learn more, like I might ask them still like some goal questions on Instagram. But then I say, what's a good email address to send you over more information? And it's
Yeah.
always touch or go. Like when you know somebody personally, like in your real life, if you want to take them to, an email, but I do think it looks more professional.
Yeah.
And you can say more and you can get more information out that way.
Mhm.
Also, with people who you know personally, you can also voice message them because they know you, they want to hear your voice. So, backing up, so she asks you, about the pricing. What
Mhm.
I would have done is gotten her email, and then I would not have answered her question about pricing right away. I would have
Okay.
sent her the email breaking everything down more in depth about
Mhm.
everything that you get in terms of workouts, nutrition guides, accountability groups. Now would you like to hear some pricing? How
Mhm.
does this sound? Do you have any questions about anything that I said? Because I think, and I'm not, please never take this. Like I did this all the time. Like you got so excited and you're like, okay, here's the here's the breakdown of pricing. And you just, really want to hook somebody in, but we have to pump the brakes and kind of slow it down and really show them all the value that they're going to get. So then when you do break down the pricing, they're like, dang, I get all that for like, 150 or whatever it is. So that would be like my tip kind of moving forward. And I
Okay.
can absolutely like share, and I know I've been sending some screenshots in the group of like my email process and kind
Yeah.
of what I do there.
Yeah, she started messaging me on Snapchat too, which was kind of hard because Snapchat like erases your messages. So that was kind of confusing.
Have
Uh,
you followed up with her since she did not answer you?
Not yet. That was on Saturday, so I was gonna wait till like today or tomorrow.
So what you could do today is you could find the YouTube link for the free morning meltdown sample workout and be like, hey, happy Monday. I was thinking about you. Here's a free workout of the workout that we were just talking about if you want to try it out this week.
That's a good idea.
And then, she might not answer, she might, and then you could then follow up with her like on Wednesday or Thursday, be like, hey, have you tried that workout yet?
Yeah,
And that's a really good like way to kind of open back up the conversation.
that's cool. I like that.
And then, if she tries it, you can always say like, what did you think? And then you could also then ask her, I didn't get to mention, the nutrition plans or our accountability groups. Would you want me to send that over to you via email or you could voice
Yeah.
note?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. And that's perfect. Like how I expect like new conversations to go, and like that makes total sense to me, like how that flowed for you. And so it's just like, again, like those like little minor tweaks that you don't think about that make like a really big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Madison, any thoughts? Nikki, any thoughts? How's it going? How are we feeling? Nikki, you look like you just got done with a workout.
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome.
I'm sweating.
Are you loving 80 day?
Yeah.
Good.
So I'm like 43 days in, and it's getting a little long, the hour-long workouts. Like, so I missed Friday and Saturday. So I spent like 2 hours working out, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I remember in phase 2, which you're in right now, it gets pretty lengthy. If you know like the moves and the reps that you're doing, you could just like mute her and like move at your own pace too, because she moves a little bit slow. But phase 3 definitely picks back up again.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. How are your conversations going, guys? I know Paige just said a little bit about how hers are going. How do you feel on social media? How do you feel private conversations are going?
So with me, I'm not like getting hardly any responses from the people that I'm talking to. And if they do, like today I messaged a bunch of people, and there was only 2 girls that replied, and one said, not now, maybe later. I don't know, like there's another girl that said that same thing too. So I just kind of was like, okay, well, I'd love to have you in the chat or the group sometimes. So just kind of played it off like that, because I don't want to be too pushy, obviously. But I'm like a little frustrated, and I feel like some of it is maybe like going back to the the essentials of the business activity tracker, and I just kind of go on like random things and follow people. So maybe I should go back to that one training we had the other night and kind of like focus in on who I want to bring in my page. But yeah, I'm just
So I have a couple questions and a couple things that might help. And I hope that, you guys find this all valuable, because I think everyone can kind of benefit from this information. But first and foremost, where are you finding the people to invite? Like
recently, in majority, it's just been like tags around where I live and like outdoorsy stuff, like outdoorsy tags, like on the beach around me, or stuff like that, because I do like outdoors things. So
okay, so are you like then finding a girl and then are you messaging her like right away?
some, yes, and then some I just do like the interactions where I either comment or like a bunch of things, give it a few days, and then go and message them.
Okay.
Today I've been just messaging right off the bat.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I do not invite anyone unless they're watching my stories or liking my posts. I never, never, never like go on somebody's page, start liking their stuff, and then just like cold message them and invite right away. I'll build a relationship with them that way. I'll send them a DM that way. But when I sit down to invite, I only go on who's watching my stories, my fitness clips in particular, my workout clips, and who's liked my most recent post, because I'm probably talking about coaching or fitness or something or the community on there. And because if they're watching me or they're liking my stuff, they know what I'm about. They know that I do something related to this. So they get an invite. They're already seeing what I'm doing. But to the girl who maybe isn't following me back yet, maybe hasn't even watched my stories, she's just kind of getting this message from me out of left field. And she's like, who is this? Like, I don't even know this person. So think about like yourself and like how you would want to be invited, like, watching somebody for a while first. So I would keep your invites strictly to who's watching your stories. And you know how to see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So who's watching your stories and who's liking your posts. Keep all that good. You're doing amazing stuff by, DMing a ton of people, like from hashtags and things like that. But that should be like your connections built. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I printed off like this business activity tracker. It's the one from Beachbody, but just made prettier. And then it goes into more detail. And so what I'm doing on it is I'm putting a check mark next to all the activities that I've done and an M for Monday. So I'm going to keep track of this weekly, and I'm going to start making a post in our team page for you to like upload your trackers, like for like another accountability thing. But what I love for this is that it really walks you through how to add followers and exactly what to do, and then how to interact with them. And then when you're inviting, it doesn't say where to get them from. So I'm glad that we're talking about this, because I think that that's something that definitely could be added, like invite where it says 25 to 60 people a day on this thing. Because that's something that we just need to be super mindful of. Or if it's somebody already like in your warm market, so like maybe like on your Facebook. Does that kind of help?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
what if you run out of people to message? If you like message people on your like that follow you and like watch your stories,
then you're not growing your following enough. And so that's something that you have to be super mindful of every single day, is to add to your network. And that has got to be the most unsexy, unglamorous part of this, is just sitting on Instagram. And I'll usually go to like my explore page or like another cute girl. Like I honestly, Paige, I've probably gone to your page and like looked at some of your pictures, like, because you and I have followed each other for so long, and like you and I have been connected for so long. And I'll go, like, for example, I would go onto Paige's page, look at who's liking her pictures, and then just mass follow. And then again, go and engage on all of those people's pages, because you can sort your followers. So when you go into your Instagram, you guys do this with me if you're not on your phones, and go to like your homepage. So like your grid, and you click on following.
Oh, I never knew that you could sort them.
So it says sort by default. You can change that to sort by latest. So what I do is I'll set a timer for 10 minutes, and I will follow the heck out of people, public, private. I don't even look if they're a blogger, Beachbody coach. I don't look. I just go off of their profile picture. And like for me, I look for like people who have like wedding pictures as like their profile pictures. I'm like, I can connect with, a newlywed like that. So that's like me and my niche. So like all these people that are the latest, I will go then and engage for another 10 minutes on all of their stuff. I try to like at least 3 of their pictures, comment on 1, and if they have a story, respond to their story. If there's nothing that I really connect with, I'll just like 3 of her posts and then move on. I don't spend a lot of time on it, but that has been working wonders for me growing my network. And then that's how I constantly have new eyes on my page.
That makes sense. I feel like the first like week I was doing this, I was getting so many people following me back, and then now it's like not as much. So I need
Yes. And so that's why, like, I'll do it on my lunch break. I'll do it when I'm laying in bed at night before I fall asleep. I do it like when I'm brushing my teeth, like any like mindless like time. I like do like a little challenge to myself, like, okay, how many can I get like while I'm brushing my teeth? How many follows can I do while I'm brushing my teeth? So, but it's again, Nikki, because there is that fear of like, what if I run out of people? But that's where you're like, nope, I'm in charge of my business and I'm in charge of growing my following every single day. And that's part of this business. So you've got to be adding to your network every single day.
Yeah. And I also get like, sometimes I get confused because, so I'm like following 943 people, but the people that I follow just to follow, do I go and unfollow them, or what if I make a connection with them later? Or
you can unfollow them. I'm not good about unfollowing. You just don't want your ratio to be super off, like where 200 people are following you and you're following like 1,000. It just like, it looks bad like when somebody comes to your page. So what I would recommend is like every 2 weeks, like on a Sunday, going through, and instead of playing the follow game, you're playing the unfollow game.
Yeah.
And even if you make connections with people, it's still okay to unfollow them. You'll still connect with them on their DMs. That's again to like why you want to get their email address. It's still okay to unfollow, but what I do is like, I'll go in and I'll just like scroll to like the middle of like who I'm following. And if like their picture does not look familiar to me, I'm like unfollow. Because like you kind of know like the pictures or like the names of like the people that you've really been talking to a lot. And that's just kind of how I do it. I wish that there was an easier way to do it, but always be mindful to not do over like between like 50 and 100 actions in an hour.
Okay. Thanks. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Something that I've been trying to do like within the last week that I really like is I'll do something like this where I ask a question. I don't know if you can see it. And it doesn't even have to be like work. Like today I asked about soup recipes, and then it gives me like something to talk to those people about.
Yes.
And I've really been liking doing that.
Yeah.
I did like contacts the other day too, because I need contacts. So then I could talk to those people about that for a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great strategy. Another thing is like if you're going to an event, do 2 different outfits and then do like a poll. Like, you like this outfit or like this outfit better for me to wear tonight. But that's just like such a great way to then connect with somebody on a non-Beachbody level, because you can say like, go to my poll if you want to learn more about my group, blah, blah, blah. But more people obviously are going to respond with their favorite soup recipe or like where they buy their contacts from. So that's a really great strategy. Kind of going with that, as much value as you can add. So then like what I would do, Paige, is I would maybe take a screenshot of some of your responses, or maybe then, over the next couple of days, share some of your favorite soup recipes. So then, your followers get some value from you. Like I've been trying to be very intentional of sharing a few recipes a week on my Instagram, and it has just blown up like with people messaging me. So adding value with whatever, fits you. It doesn't have to be recipes. It could be fashion. It could be, I don't even know, but you guys kind of get the point. The other thing that I wanted to say, when you guys are talking about like, join my, whatever you want to call it, my fall fit club, my fall wellness group, my fit for fall group, whatever you want to call it, does not matter. Because you're plugging them into my group, if that's what you want. And you can enroll people all month long. And what I'm finding, what used to work was making like very like cutesy graphics, like explaining everything, like very typed out, very cutesy, is not working well anymore. What I'm finding is if you want to talk and kind of share like about, you know, our wellness club, our virtual gym, again, whatever you want to call it, knowing what you're going to say and then showing your face on your Instagram, talking about it, not rambling, not saying a ton of ums, like you kind of got to know what you want to say before you do it, putting words on every frame, and then ending with like a drop your email or vote on this poll or doing like a little swipey thing is working better than, you know, here's what's included, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. And I mean, you guys, that like worked like 2 months ago. And like, it's not working as well anymore. And that's like how quick like Instagram changes and like people, their vibes change. I do think that it works well a little bit for like your coaching stuff. Like if you're looking to bring on new coaches and like storytelling. So if you come up with like a way to like be a storyteller about your boot camp or about, you know, whatever, that could work. But I think it's way more valuable to show your face talking about it, to show some transformations, like maybe putting a collage together of people's transformation pictures, and then going from there. And I think that's really, really key. And I was so a couple of things that I had written down that I wanted us to do is I wanted us to set a goal for this week. And then I want to challenge you all to share a transformation picture tomorrow for Transformation Tuesday. And it does not have to be physical. It does not have to be a body side by side. It could be a face side by side. It could be a mental side by side. It could be a you from last year versus you from this year. But I think sharing a transformation tomorrow is going to be super powerful, like side by side, and always put old you on the left, new you on the right, because that's how our eyes read, teacher brain. And then like the 4 like key things, and we've kind of already talked about that, like being proof of the products and showing that on social media, your workouts, whatever, you know, you're using, like these are the key things to being a new coach, without, you know, blasting Beachbody everywhere, but then showing your life too. There's got to be that balance. Aim for like 10 frames a day. You know, I would say 3 to 4 of them being the fitness Beachbody stuff, and then the rest being you in your life. Show up on social media, invite, and to help 3 people. And that's it. Like we don't need to overcomplicate it with, you know, overthinking what do I need to do? How do I need to edit this photo? I must be creating this content. Like, let's just keep it simple. Okay. Just show up on social media. Let's invite and let's help 3 people. And you guys, like, I will help you with any conversations, like screenshot, send it to me. You can do it in the group. You can do it privately. Like I'm here 100% to help you because I really want you guys to see success. And like get that first paycheck. Like, you know, you guys are doing this because you either fell in love with the programs and had an amazing result with them, and, or, you know, we all have financial, you know, reasons for doing this. And I don't want you guys working for free and just like basically paying your Beachbody products to work. But I can't come in and I can't grow your social media. I can't, you know, come in and do your invites for you. I can't, you know, check off your business activity tracker. Like that's got to be, you know, you guys just doing the things, and just trying a little bit every single day, and knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect, and you're going to learn as you go.
I did just have one question, but I forgot it already. Oh yeah. So on my coach office, it says I have retail commission, but it hasn't like translated to our currency or something.
So
I don't know how that works.
Share. So when you go into your coach office, it always goes slow when I'm sharing my screen.
That's okay.
So when you go into earnings, is that where you're looking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you go into earnings and you see like wherever it is, so you probably had retail commission here,
Mm-hmm.
you see the price, and now you're saying it's not reflecting in your bank account?
Well, so it says in bonus points, it's like $32 or something, but it hasn't in my currency column. It still just says 0.
So all of this will be dropped into my account this week.
Oh,
even
okay.
though this is showing already. So that might be why.
Mhm.
Have you set up like your direct deposit?
No, I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so
I did like a W-9, I think, but
here, my EFT management.
okay.
Yep. So I would definitely do that, because that might be why it's showing 0, because maybe your paycheck hasn't been sent out yet, but because I have my electronics set up, but
Mhm.
it's always a week delayed. So on Thursday, this will change for your next week's, and then it will be deposited next week.
Next one. That makes sense. Sweet.
Yes. Awesome. Making your first paycheck.
Yeah, my mom ordered something.
That's awesome. Hey, every little bit helps. It feels
Yeah.
good.
Well, she put it up on like a monthly subscription too. That's why I talked to you about the discount coach thing. I haven't had a chance to talk to her about it yet, but
Yeah. And she's getting a monthly product. She's going to want to be a discount.
sweet. And then would that be more beneficial for me to sign her up like under my boyfriend's account so that he's like halfway to Emerald, or should I do it under mine?
I would still just do it under yours. I'm looking at your account right now. I would just keep stacking your account right now. As you get closer to Diamond, then we'll talk about stacking your boyfriend's account. But right now, we just want to keep pumping your account with a bunch of discount people underneath you.
Cool.
Yep. And if she signs up for like Shakeology on Home Direct, if that's the product that she wants, you will get 2 Success Club points for that.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Right
Shakeology Home Direct is also equivalent to Success Club points. So it's not just a challenge pack, like you can earn Success Club points in other ways.
Okay. Is it just Shakeology, or what other things can get you like Success Club points?
You know, there was a graphic. There was a graphic made about all the different ways that you can hit Success Club. I'm going to find that. I'm going to make a note and I'm going to find that graphic and I'll send it.
Yeah. Right now, my mom, she's just ordering the Energize, but she ordered the pumpkin spice Shakeology. So maybe when she's done with that, she'll want like
yeah.
bag.
Awesome.
I'm really excited for the peppermint one.
Oh my God, me too.
I can't wait.
Cannot wait. So I don't drink the pumpkin spice one. I only bake with it. But because I'm like a total like chocolate girl. So I cannot wait. It's gonna be so good.
I really like the pumpkin, but I just ordered cafe latte too. So
that is my all-time fave. John and I are addicted.
Does shipping take a while, or is that like
like a week?
A week? Because my last one, it took like 2.5 weeks to get here, and then this one, it's not going to get here till like the 29th or something.
Do you live in the middle of nowhere?
I live in Washington.
That shouldn't take too long.
Yeah. Madison, yours isn't here yet either, right?
Mine took like a week and a half to get here.
Yeah. So
Thursday.
You know, I feel like I saw like their shipping center, at least for the one for me, was somewhere in the Midwest. So maybe that's why I get mine faster than you get yours.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think it's coming out of Ohio.
Yes, which like I can drive to Ohio in like 2 hours. So maybe I can get on a truck pretty fast up here.
Hi. You didn't eat.
I know.
You're going to get food.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you guys have any other questions for me? Any other thoughts? Anything that you guys need support on?
Not that I know of. Oh, actually, I did have another question.
Yeah.
So Madison and I talked about doing like a November like group. Would it be weird to start that in the middle of November? Like if we wanted to wait?
No, you can start your groups anytime. There's no rules. There's no anything. I just have gotten into a really good rhythm of opening and closing at the start and the end of a month, just because too, that really helps me either secure a Success Club at the end of the month when I'm like, I'm opening up my November group. Or it helps me hit it very early in the month because then I'm still enrolling in the first month. With you're running your own groups, you're welcome to start them anytime. A couple tips and some feedback that I would say is, you're going to want to have a few clients of your own first. I would say, at least 3 clients of your own. So then if you guys group up, don't be afraid to run a free group. I did a team call. I can look back and send you guys a recording. And I also provided a ton of resources for a free group, but also like if you look in the champions page or anything like that, there's tons of resources on how to run a good free group. The resources that I made are to show you how to sign them up for a free 2-week trial of Beachbody On Demand. And I've also made like a sample workout schedule. And you would run like a free group for like 5 days. And the idea for running a free group would be the second or third week of a month. So then at the end of, that free group, then you would hopefully get people enrolling. The other thing that I would also say is that middle of November is very close to Thanksgiving. I know Thanksgiving is a little bit late this year, but you just kind of have to have that higher scope view of your month and kind of thinking, what are my people doing? Things like that. So you might want to think like, could you run a free group the first week of November and call it, like Fit for Fall or, turkey something or other? Could you run it, the week after Thanksgiving, a free group? And I would never discourage you from starting your own boot camp or starting, whatever kind of group you want to run, but just like from an outsider, like those are kind of some things that like I would be thinking about.
Keep in mind. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, do we just do that through the My Challenge tracker?
You can. Yep, you can absolutely start. So when you have like, you can access the My Challenge Tracker portal through your computer, and it looks like this, and it's way easier to like maneuver and navigate. And so you can hit like new group here, and you can make your new groups, and then like all your old groups will be here. We, for a long time, ran our groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
Were you in the Facebook groups? Yeah. And you can 100% do that. Like Kelly and Mickey on our team, they were in our boot camps for a really long time, and they just started running their own challenge groups, and they moved back to Facebook, and they're having a ton of success, and it's super engaging. So Kelly's going to be hosting our team call on Wednesday. And if you can't make it live, maybe you want to like put in a question like, hey, Kelly, could you talk on the team call about, how your group is going and any tips like to break off from the group. Or I can like put a little bug in her ear to kind of talk about that too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Anything else, guys?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, if you guys think of anything, just, of course, private message me or drop it in the chat. Don't overcomplicate anything. Just keep talking to people. Just keep looking at who's, liking your stuff, engaging with your stuff. Think about, how you can be more present on social media, and, set a little goal for yourself. Like today, I want to invite 3 people. Tomorrow, I want to try 4. Don't overwhelm yourself. Always be growing your following, and, just love your program, show up with enthusiasm for it. And then the people are going to follow. Like people see me just like loving what I'm doing, and they're just like, I need that energy. Like I want to be a part of that. And it's contagious. So, have fun with this. Like don't let this get you down or frustrate you. Like if you're feeling that way, like take a breath and just be like, how can I make this fun? Like, cause that's what this should be. This should be, just an awesome experience. So I hope that this call was helpful. I'm glad that we got on to talk. I'm going to stop.